let's go ahead and start with your GMPM introduction. Now, GMPM introduction is basically when you plan for the certificate, though we always call it GM and PM introduction, which is goal and performance management. But actually, when you talk about certification, so it is not only just these two modules, it's a combination of a total five module which comes into your GMPM certification. So which are these five modules? Goal management, performance management, calibration, 360-degree review, and continuous performance management. So let's discuss this. What is all these five modules before we go ahead with our slides? Now, what do you understand by goal management, Anas?
Which is an objective for an employee to achieve uh, within his employment, probably key performance indicator.
Right. So you would have seen in certain organization, where employee, when normally the appraisal system it comes, certain employee they say that they're not aware what their goals are, right?
Yeah, the
So
company set some objectives and the employee has to achieve those, right?
right. So goal management, it is the same thing. The company sets certain objective, and whether it's a quarterly objective or whether it is half yearly objective, and the company employee has to achieve those goals. All right. So goal. Uh, so these are this just a goal. This is just the information that these are the your objectives which you have to achieve by the end of your financial year, so that when the appraisal is happening, you get a good appraisal. These objective can be linked to your performance, and these objective you want, if you do not want to link, and if you want to have a certain other objective in performance, you can have your those objective also in performance. But the actual appraisal, it's only happening in the performance management only. Even if there is a you go with together with goal management and performance management, even if you not the, in your success factor, there is a weightage. Now, certain company they say that because it's a goal management and we are informing to employee that what employee has to do, so I will give this 100% weightage. Certain
Yep.
company they say that since performance management, it is just only it is the actual appraisal, and goal which is just to inform the employee that this is the objective they have to complete. So I'll give this performance as a 100% weightage. But it's up to the client to client to which they want to give the more weightage. If they want, they can have 50-50. If they want, they can have the 60-40, 40-60, 70-30, 30-70. Whatever the ratio they want, they can have. So this is the basic difference between your goal or the performance management. Is it clear?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Then let's talk about the 360-degree appraisal. What is 360-degree appraisal?
Is that the peer-to-peer and peer-to manager and the employee to manager? The appraisal comes from 360 degree. Is that the one?
Well, in 360-degree appraisal, see, 360-degree appraisal, it is meant for promotion.
Okay.
So if an organization wants to promote something, they just go ahead with the 360-degree appraisal, because even a manager also has to work with the employee only, right? So how the
Correct. Yep.
employee view those people as a manager, so that is what the 360-degree appraisal
All
is
right.
all
So
about.
the manager review the employee and employee test vice versa, right?
It's a vice versa, plus also your peers, your subordinate, all those people who are involved in doing your appraisal.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they take a feedback from all these people, and that's where they give their feedback, and management gets to know that whether this manager is comfortable with other people or not.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yep.
Then there is a continuous performance management. CPM stands for continuous performance management. Any idea what is continuous performance management?
No, from the name, the process continues to be performing. Is that the one?
Continuous performance management, it is basically this was when the appraisal was done. So SuccessFactor approached to various company, and they said, what they think, what is lacking in, appraisal in GM, goal and performance management. So most of the people, they said, after the appraisal it is done, then their manager do not interact with them, right? So they came with a continuous performance management. So in your continuous performance management, what basically it is like you have your performance, which is actually, you create your certain goal or you create your certain activity, which together manager and employee, they can see what is actually happening. So your
Yeah.
manager can also create activity, your employee can also create the activity, and jointly together they are saying that how they can finish this, uh, to do this,
Achieve goals.
achieve this goal. That is your continuous performance management, where manager or employee, they can create their activity, and both the participant, whether it's a manager or employee, they jointly they can see, what is actually happening on those activity, and if there is anything else which has to be there, so they normally they ask to, like where there is a stoppage, so they try to remove all the problems from those activity. So that is the continuous performance management. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there is a calibration. What is calibration?
I see this in a transaction code, something around, calibration, manage calibration session or something, right?
Calibration is something which is like, let's suppose, there are 100 people in your organization, and your management comes and says that, anybody who is going to achieve 5 out of 5 rating, they will straight away they will get the, they will straight away get the 40% hike in the company. But then when
Hmm.
the actual
Okay.
appraisal has happened, there are 50% people who have got 5 out of 5 rating. Now the management do not have so much of budget to increase the rating for so many people, 40% high. So what they do, they in the back end, they either decrease your rating or either they increase your rating. So such kind of a calibration, it is known as a calibration of a process. Okay.
Meaning the in the back end.
Yes, backend, let's suppose during the appraisal system, you have got 5 rating.
Yep.
So if they do not want to give the 40% hike, what they will do, they will in the backend, they will reduce your rating. Or to
Okay.
people whom they want to like promote or to whom they want like, so they will increase their rating. So that's
Meaning
how
it's an adjustment for the
it's an
whole performance
adjustment.
appraisal. Yeah. Okay.
Right. It's an adjustment for the rating what they do. So that kind of a process, it is known as a GMPM, uh, process. Then after that, here in this screenshot, you can see like this is a goal management template. So here you can see they have launched this goal management template for this employee with the name HR coordinator. And so here you can see this is a goal category, which is a customer. Then here you can see like this is a goal, which is achieve a rate of 90% for the customer contract renewable by the end of a year. And then here you can see whether the goal has to be public or private. That also they have mentioned it here, right?
Correct.
So what do you mean by public and private? See, there are certain goal, uh, you can make it public, and there are certain goal which is private. What can be private? Like for example, sales team, they deal with all the client, right? So they will not like to reveal their client detail to another sales team, right? So in that case, they can make it private, right? Because there are certain data which is confidential. Like finance team will have a certain figure which is confidential. So that kind of a goal, what they can do, they can make those goals private. So only the employee and manager will be able to access those goals. Okay.
Yeah.
Then here you can see what is a matrix to measure the goal. So you have your all these metrics. After the matrix, you can see what is the weightage given to these goal, like each of this goal, and what is the status, whether it is on track or behind or we not started, whatever it is. So and then there is an action. So like this, you can see all these goal management screen. Now let's come to the next screen and see what is there. So here you can see your general.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
What was the stack wrangler?
Yeah, stack ranking is a latest tool. What is a stack ranker means? A stack ranker, like for example, let's suppose there are five people who are reporting to you, and all these five people, you want to see them on one screen, and you want to see that on which category which employee has got the highest, and on which category which employee has got the lowest. So those comparison they can do that with the stack ranker. Okay.
Yeah.
Then this is the general navigation. So in your general navigation, you can see all these module, which is like all your module wise, like goal and performance and calibration. So now when you take the license for success factor, that does not mean that along with the license, you will get all the module. You have to buy those license to get access to those module. So if you have opted for GMPM module, so in that case, you will have an access only to GMPM module. Rest of the module will not work. So that is known as a GMPM module. So that is what, like here you can see all these modules. So like here you can see this learning is coming as a gray out, right? Which means the client has not opted for learning management solution. So whatever the client will actually offer, it will become color, and whatever the client will not offer. Anyway, nowadays, admin center has completely changed. Look and feel of admin center has completely changed. So then after that, you can see managing user data. So you have your all these managing user data. So you will have your all these. So this managing user data is nothing. It's just a UDF file. So UDF file is important because we have to create employee data to do the appraisal in a system, right? Whether it's a basic data you do that or whether you have all the data, but you need some basic data of an employee to start with the appraisal. So you can do that from the UDF file or you can do that from the add new employee, right? So that is also what data which is required. Like you can see the status, user ID, username, first name, last name, gender, email, manager, HR, time zone, default, local, department, division. So you know that what is your UDF file and what all field it contains, right? Because you already said you are an employee center consultant.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. In UDF file.
Right. So now you can see there is a goal management which is starting. So in your goal management, we just talked about like here, this is money manager, this is an employee. Right. So here you can see your all these detail like in your introduction. So you can see this is a category, this is a goal, which is increase customer satisfaction. So and then here you can see like public or private. Then you can see your matrix, how you're going to measure this. What is the weightage, how much you have completed, what is the start date and end date, and what is the status, right? So like this, you will create your all these goal. Okay. And once you create your all these goal, then here you can see your goal plan. So you will create your goal plan in a system. So just like here, it is coming your goal plan. Then here you can see like your goal can be private or public. So here you can see visibility. It is coming here as a private or public. And we just discussed about the visibility, that what is the meaning of a public or private. Then here you can also see your category, right? So you can see your financial. So you can define whatever the category you want. And inside that category, you can define your goal. Then here you can see you can write your goal name, what is the matrix, what is the start date and end date. So like this, you can create your goal. Then there is a goal template. So in your goal template, like here you can see your goal template, here you can see a performance template. So there are certain standard template and there are certain custom template. So you can create your template as per your requirement. So if you create here as a add new template, you will see all these template. You can go ahead and create it as per the client requirement. And once you have created your, okay, there are two kind of a template that you will find in a system. One, it is like your SAP, the standard template, and another one it is like you have your advanced template. Standard template, it does not have a ready-made category, but your advanced template will always have a ready-made category. So like here, you can see there are certain category which is coming here, right? Customer, financial, learning and growth, and internal business process, right? So
Correct. Yep.
this is an advanced template. So if you want, you can edit your template also. So like for example, here you can see there is an option to edit your template, which is your customer, correct?
Oh yeah.
So like this, you can go ahead and edit your template. And so if you want to create new template, so from your this section, you can create a new template, and then you have a field also. So here you will see there was a field coming. All these detail which you see here, right? These are the, see, this is a category which we had just talked about. Now, these are all the field like visibility, goal name, type, matrix, weightage, complete, start, due, status. And so all these detail, it's your field. So here also you can see your, if you click into your this section, so here you can see all these goal, which is, so these are the field actually, like goal name, matrix, start date, due date, completed, how much is the weightage, what is the status, right? So you can define all your field. Now there are four ways you can create your goal, which is like you can see create new goal, goal wizard, and then you can use your UDF file also to create a goal. So these are the ways you can create a goal. All these goal, how we can create it, that's something we will see with the regular session. Okay.
Okay.
Then there is a library goal also. What is library goal? Library goal is nothing. It's just that there are goal which is created by SuccessFactor itself, and they have put that in library. So if you want to use those goal, you can actually go ahead and use those goal also. So, like here, you can see this library goal, it is coming here. So they have their administrative corporate services, and inside this, it's like, like for example, if you belong to an IT, inside IT, you'll find lots of goal. So whichever goal which suits your requirement, you can select those goal and assign to the employee. Like this is a goal. You can see achieve percent reduction in the transaction processing error by rate, right? Achieve percentage reduction in the processing rate by this date. So you can see create and distribute of employee communication during, right? So like this, you can see all these goals, okay?
Okay. Yep.
And then you can select it and assign to the employee. Now, you
Are we
can,
able to manage those goals in the backend?
yes, yes, you can manage everything in the backend.
Yep. Is it in managed data or
No, you can create your own goal in the system. It's not
where is it
necessary.
managed? Is it in managed data or?
No, no, it's not in managed data. Managed data, it is used in Employee Central.
Okay, so this has a different. Where do they?
Different. It's not. We'll show you. We'll see the regular session that where you can create your goal. There are certain standard goal. If you want to select it, the standard one, you can select it. If you want to edit also those standard one, that also that option also we have.
Okay.
All right. And then if you want to
Yep.
create a goal which is completely new, so even that also you can do that. Okay.
Yep.
So then there is a team goal. So team goal, it is coming here as a like what is team goal? That one goal is created and like almost all the team is working towards to achieve that goal. So that is a team goal. Then there is a cascading goal. Cascading goal is something which is like for manager. So managers are normally busy with certain things. So if they're not able to complete their goal, what they do, they assign their goal to their to people who are reporting to them, and those people who complete the goal on behalf of a manager. So that is the meaning of cascading. Then linking your goal to people, alignment your goal, import your goal. I said that there are various ways through which you can create a goal. You can also create a goal by importing a goal into the system. Then you have a writing assistant. What is writing assistant? Writing assistant is a way of giving feedback. Normally what happens when we give a feedback, we manually write everything, correct?
Yeah.
And when you manually write, and in this case, what Success Factor also provides you automation for providing feedback. If you click on this writing assistant, pop-up will open, and in that pop-up you will see improve, meets, and exceed. And then based on that, it's like whatever you select here, it will come here and sit into your employee feedback. Like here, you can see describe behavior, give advice, and then apart from this, you can see your describe behavior. It is coming here. So you have your give advice, like here you can see place the quote, so this feedback will come here. You always meet the deadline and follow the direction. You keep the timelines that other individuals set takes direction as opportunities for growth and expense, right? So like this, you can see. So this is a automation way of providing the feedback for your employee. Then you also have a 90-degree appraisal, 180, 360, 540, 720-degree appraisal. If you do not know, it is fine. We will see with the regular session. Then there is a rating scale. A rating scale is nothing, it's just that on what rating that you want to include. There are standard rating, there are custom rating in a system. So if you use a standard rating, you can use 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 7. And if you want to use custom rating it is like you will have your all those rating which is custom based. So in that case, it will be the custom rating you will find. So in custom rating, it is like, you will have to create your manually, which is like score, label, and the description. But if you select it automatically, score, label, and description is automatically filled. Then there is a route map. Route map is nothing. It's just that the workflow, how you want to trigger a workflow. So workflow also there are standard workflow and then there are custom based workflow also, whichever way you want to use. So you can use your all those workflow. Then these are the category, goal, and weightage. That's something we will discuss that with a regular session. And after that, you will see your certain section of your. Now, let's just start with the performance management. Performance management also we have discussed. So, performance management is nothing, it's just your whatever the activity that you're going to do uh, uh, you know so everything it has to come to an appraisal, right? So actual appraisal it is actually happening into your performance management. So like this you can see your template name which is performance evaluation for this particular employee. Now here you can see your out of how many, what is the actual rating for this employee. So it is 4 out of 5 which is exceed expectation, and out of how many people in a department this employee has achieved this rating. Then you can also see if there is any gap analysis. What is gap analysis? Gap analysis is nothing. It's just that the place where your manager has given you higher rating, but employee has given them a lower rating, or the place where employee has given them a lower rating and manager has given them a higher rating, right? So that is what your gap analysis you will see. And then you can see there is a route map. Route map is nothing. It's just your workflow and workflow and the route map both are same thing, but why in GMPM they call it as a route map? Because SAP has developed your employee center, so there they call it as a workflow, but in your um, GMPM they call it as a route map because this was developed by your success factor. All right. Then here you can see certain employee information. Then you can see there is an introduction. And here you can see the performance review forms are coming. So you have your all these forms coming here. So you can see all these detail like form title, form workflow, and all these section it is like employee information section, route map section, introduction section, right? So you can see all these detail, and then you go ahead and fill all these forms whatever is applied to you. And then here you can see all the performance review step which is like employee manager discussion signature completed. It's up to the organization how they actually want to go ahead and design their workflow. Then there are form sections, so these are all form sections like employee information in introduction, review dates, goal, then role specific competencies and other competencies, and all these details you can see it's a section. So here you can see a form section, so you will see all your form section like you launch your form and then you start filling the appraisal, then your manager will fill the appraisal, give you the rating, then you have a one-to-one discussion, then finally the employee signs it, manager signs it, and that's how your appraisal gets completed, right? So let's see what all is here. So here you can see your goal we have just done. So you will see all these. Acha, when you link your goal to the performance management, you will see the goal detail will also show you in the performance section. Like here you can see that this is performance, right? But uh, goal also has to be integrated with your performance section, right? So you can see all these detail which was done into the performance, it is reflecting here also. And you can also see the weightage is also coming here. We will also see all these details when we will start with the regular session.
Do you mean
Okay.
to say that when the performance review form is launched, you can also integrate the goals with the
Yes.
performance forms,
Yes.
like you're showing now?
Yes. You can
Okay,
also
so
integrate
that's
your.
increased customer satisfaction is one of the objects, isn't it?
Yes, it was
Okay,
there in a goal. So here you can see this is a goal and the weightage they have taken as a 50%.
correct. Yep.
So that weightage, so this weightage is actually given to the goal and performance has its own 50% weightage. So in performance also you can create your own category and goal, but this goal is coming from the goal management. Okay. Then
Yep.
after that, you will see your like the competency. So here you can see this is the employee feedback, this is the manager's feedback, whatever they have given, and then this is a summary of it. Summary of it, it is like that how much is the out of 5 rating, how much is the total overall rating you have scored. Each of the category when they have how much is the score, it is coming here. So like this, you will see all these. So you can see all these section it is coming here. So you have your all these section and which just tells you it's like how much is the score which you have achieved. Then you have the form section. So you give your all the signature section that you have to sign into your all the forms. So here you can see your performance template, which is coming here. You have your all the performance. So there are certain custom template, there are certain standard template. So all the template you have to create into your system. Then there is a rating scale also. Rating scale we have already discussed 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 7, or you can create your own rating scale. Route map also we have discussed, like how do you want this route map to flow from employee to manager to HR or to senior manager, right? And then the
So
signature.
which is more or less the workflow.
Yeah, it's a kind of it's a workflow only, but in your GMPM they call it as a route map. Why they call it in GMPM as a route map? Because this was developed by SuccessFactor. The module which has been developed by SuccessFactor, which is Employee Central, there they call it as a workflow. But both the purpose is the same. So here you can see the route map. So here you have all these route map like self-assessment, manager assessment, calibration. Acha, this is for calibration route map. When we will come into calibration, when we will start, so there are rating. So rating type, it is subject rating, item rating, official rating, and then you have a rating of a 1, 2, 3, 4. How this calculation differs from 0 to 1, 2, and 3, that's something we will see in the system. So that's it, Anas. I think I'll stop my demo session here and let me know if you have any question which you want to ask.
Yeah, the first one, I don't know, it's a bit of strange. I'm from Kerala, so
Okay.
I can see a few people here and there, always when they say it's a GMPM, but
Uh,
everywhere in SAP sites, and you
uh.
also mentioned that it's a GMPM, but everywhere in the websites and internet and SAP, they call it SPMGM. Any reason?
Doesn't matter whether it's a PMGM or it's a GMPM. Ideally, it should be GMPM because it's a goal and performance management because goal is starting first, right?
Correct.
And
But
after
in
that,
their
it goes.
website, even I just wanted to clarify. So when you were away, I was just Googling it in
Uh,
SAP Learning Hub, and then I
uh,
can see that it says Success Factor Performance and Goal Management.
it's the
But
same
it's,
thing. It doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean, I was just wondering if there is any particular reason that
No,
you're
no, there is
mentioning it.
no reason as a.
And even in our place, when I inquired, few people were,
Mm,
when I was inquiring for the courses, some people were, you know, asking, when I was asking this, they were all saying,
mm.
yeah, we were just using it as they were they like to use it.
Right. It's there's nothing that I take it as a GMPM because goal management comes first and then it starts with the performance management, right? So that is
Yeah,
the reason and if I say the performance management, then half the performance management I'll have to do. Then again, I will have to start with the goal management, finish it, and then integrate with the performance management. So it's a kind of a dual role happens, right? So it's better I start with the goal management, finish it off, and then I start with the performance management because that way it is easier for me also, and it is easier for the participant also to understand.
yeah, that makes sense.